Здравейте, здравейте, момци, моми, аз съм Жемера, това би трябвало да е епизод 37 от поредицата на филма към Deliverance. Няма много какво да правим такъв правен час.
What is it, brother?
За нещо, което е трудно да се намери наоколо.
I'm looking for something a little unorthodox.
And what would that be exactly?
Да намеря локпик, шперцове.
I'm looking for lockpicks.
Lock picks? And what would you like those for?
Искам да потренирам отваряне на
I'd like to
ключалки.
practice opening locks, just for the fun of it.
Well, why not? So you heard I used to be a burglar, did you? I put it all behind me as soon as I took the vows. But I do have a few lockpicks left. I'll trade them for food. Get me a bite to eat, and you can have your lockpicks. Can't say fairer than that, can I?
Трябва ни някакво злато. Ние знаем злато къде има. Ще да взема 30 злато от тук. А, 40. Да е кръгла. Вот. $43. Ще ги върна. Изтървало къде отиде това. Къде отиде това?
Salve Domine.
Okay.
What is it, brother?
I'm looking for something.
Lock?
I'd like to...
Well, why not? So you heard I'll trade...
Да. Ще позарим с него, защото тук
I'd like to discuss the
няма
price.
пари.
Are we agreed?
Yeah.
Hey.
Да, това, което се случи е много важно, тъй като ми отваря играта. Начин. Лесният начин от тук да се отправиме. И си гарантираме някакво спокойствие. Просто отидем тук. Нещо. Тук вземем малко пари. Вземем север шнапсове. Това ни трябва. Може би трябваше да си взема и факла. И ти да си взема факла.
What are you doing here?
Не знам за какво говориш, приятели, аз съм... Просто част от твоето въображение, нищо повече. Така на часа, 4, опа. И в 4, ако не се лъжа, трябва да отидем да се молиме. Първата молитва ще оставя да изгледаме, да изслушаме какво трябва. Може почваме да ги скипваме. Ако не участваме в дневните си задължения и тези отговорниците не хванат. Например, Бред Джон. Това не има шанс да ни арестува. Затова е хубаво по принцип да взема да удара някой. Съмнявам си бекграунда на това. Примерно тук обикновено много ме кефи, когато е слънчево днес, гледам, че вали навънка, така че може и да не е толкова впечатляващо. Ми силни звуците. А след това трябва да отидем да хапнем. И трябва да сме внимателни по принцип, когато правим тези неща. Защото сега, примерно, когато стане 6 часа, трябва да стане 6 и малко реално, за да ни смени квеста. И ако тръгнем да правим нещо друго малко преди 6 или точно в 6, доста често тия, които отговарят дали си вършим работата, решават, че не го правим всъщност. По някой път са леко бъгнати. Мога така да се изразя. И сега става някаква неприятна тишина. Но. Един час тишина. Добре, един час тишина ще пропусна. Да. Докато не ми изпише, че трябва да правя нещо друго, не е добре да почвам да правя нещо друго. Не? Да разгледам. Хубаво. Тази зала няма нищо. Да, няма нищо. Трябва да ги отключим тия неща, но ме притеснява, че ако започна сега да отключвам, ще види. Точно. Баранат. Добре. Аз знам, че повечето неща ги прегледах миналия път. Да, примерно могат да се заедат. Добре.
Rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until Vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned tasks or crafts idleness, and at the same time
Купчиката за хапване.
or drive them away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet says. I said, I will guard my ways, that I may not sin with my tongue. I have set a guard to my mouth. I
Тя купчето си е точно определена, нашата. Когато ни е седнал не да ям.
Therefore, since the spirit of silence is so important, permission to speak should rarely be granted. Even though it is good, holy, and in another
Brother. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working somewhere? Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
I was feeling a bit queasy.
Really?
Извини ме.
This time I'll look the other way. But next time you won't get out of being punished.
I'm Gregor and I'm new here.
I know. I saw you in the church during ceremony. I have the feeling we'll be meeting again soon, and often. You see, I'm the circator.
What does that mean?
I make sure everyone observes the rule, does their work, and that everything's the way it should be.
When it's not the way it should be?
Then we're authorized to mete out punishments. But certainly you won't require correction, will you, brother?
Абсолютно си прав. Така, няма да предаваме си скин. Искаше ни се размине службата. Капването. Гледам, така че да се възползваме оптимално от този един час. Тук на двора какво се случваше? Че нямаше абсолютно нищо интересно за взимане. По-добре да го гледам. Така. Тук няма нищо.
Brother? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working somewhere? Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
I had other affairs that needed to be attended to immediately. It will never happen again.
Really? I'll pretend nothing happened. But this is the last time, brother.
Да. За избирането на
About you in the election. Will you tell me more about it?
Ask me anything you want.
Окей.
Thank you for answering.
Окей. Тия нишички си спомням, че трябва също да има нещо интересно. Гледам, по-скоро бъркам. Ай па да някой от рафтовете. Или пък да съм го взел, това също е възможно. Аха, тук. Добре. Сега ние трябва да отидем в класа по алхимия. Дали? Влезем да разгледаме какво става. Това е затвора тук. Няма нищо по принцип. Да ни е килията. Тук има шанс по някое време да вземем, да дойдем. Да ни изпратят тук по-скоро. Лесно. Лесно. В този момент извиненията ще ни свършат. Няма да е много приятно. Може би трябваше да си взема един опшън, където ни увеличава скила за изключване на ключа, just in case. Влезнеме. Нищо не остана за взимане. Дънжън е чист. Идеме си вършиме задачата.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nebulus, and I'm the provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the outside world.
That means you get to leave the monastery?
No, not at all. I just write lists and send them out.
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. Today's task, 2 cockerel potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them.
Трябва да правим полшени. Първо, след това ние се заемем с правенето на полшени. Почна каза печата, че трябва да направя, защото не го слушам. Което Cockerel Potion. Cockerel Potions. Валериан, 2 шепи мента, добре.
Ave Maria gratia plena Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus et benedictus.
Трябва ни алкохол. Трябва ни мента. Добър, как на купичките? Чупим ментата. Даваме в алкохола. За един час. Така е за един търн. валерианчето. Караме го да ври 2 търна. Търнче. Само да видя дали трябва да го става десетина накрая. Не. Помня, да вземем колбата и тогава да работим с дистилатора. Лесно. Почници готови.
What would you like?
I've finished my work.
Ети работа
Show me
ми.
what you've made. Spectacular, Gregor. You've found your talent. Soon enough, you'll be teaching the other novices.
Сега. И... Вземем и тези книги тук, които са. Evo fragmenta. Кажа, не знам, някой може веднага да се засегне. Четох. Книжки набързо. Да можеше така да се учи, а? Ще е много добре. Само прелистваш и вече дига скил на четене. Тия книги всъщност по принцип не ми ги дава като крадени, но ще да рискувам. Нещо има ли? Или не? Нека говорим с Невас.
Talk to me, brother.
Нека го опознаем този пич. Кажи ми нещо за
Tell me
себе
about
си.
yourself.
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job to ensure the monks live a humble life and that any surpluses go to the poor. But in reality, I spend all my time making sure my brother's gluttony and the construction of a new church don't swallow up the few resources we have left.
Не знам повече за какво бяхме казали, че е игумен. за избора на нов
I'm
игумен.
interested in the election of the new abbot.
You're not alone. Everyone's so worked up about that they spent no time considering how they could make the monastery a better place now.
Why? What's wrong with it now?
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than prayer. The older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their interests. So, to balance the scales, they want the novices to lead exemplary lives. Sin abounds here, just as in the outside world.
Какви грехове извършили
What
братята?
sins are you talking about?
The scripture says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." I'm sorry, Gregor, it's not my place to speak about the sins of others.
Кажи ми повече за избор.
Tell me something about how the new abbot will be elected.
A new abbot has to be elected once the old one dies. All the brethren can vote, with the exception of novices. The abbot's crozier will be conferred on whoever is chosen, and he'll take the vow. When he becomes abbot, a monk spends most of his time dealing with politics outside the monastery, instead of actually leading the monastery. But he still maintains a fundamental influence on life here.
Кажи ми за Петър.
Can you tell me about Abbot Peter?
Питър.
Peter's wise in the ways of politics and a good shepherd, but as you've already heard, he's old and infirm. The other brothers see him with one foot in the grave, but I still have hope for him. But you, brother, don't let yourself get involved in the games of your superiors. Could you help me with something?
With what?
I'm interested in medicine, and I know there's a cure for the abbot's ailment. With your help, I could find out the details, and together you and I could give old Peter a few more years to do good. What do you say?
Какво имаш нужда да
What do you
направя?
need me for?
In order to get the recipe for this medicament, a few rules will need to be broken. Now you know most of the brothers believe every illness is a message from God, and that it's not our place to deny his will. I, however, think if God sent us not just illnesses, but also the medicine to cure them, then it's our duty to relieve people of their suffering. The cure for Abbot Peter's illness could be contained in one of the books in our library, but it will certainly be amongst the libri prohibiti, the forbidden books, those we aren't permitted to read.
Що са
Why are
забранени?
they forbidden?
Because they contain occult and demonic practices, witchcraft and all manner of evil. Or so some people claim. It's nonsense, of course. This is nothing but a book of medicine, albeit one written by a pagan. Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, is universally acknowledged to be a wise man. But here, at some point, someone decided his book is the work of a Saracen devil and must be kept under lock and key. Since then, no one can even talk about the book. But the three wise men were from the East, were they not?
Има логика. Къде мога да
Where can I
намеря? Аз знам
find
къде
it?
мога да намеря, но все пак.
In the library, there's a large cabinet with a lock on it. The forbidden books are inside. You'll easily recognize what you're looking for. The cover has not only a Latin inscription, but also Saracen letters. Bring it to me, but leave the other books there. No one will notice if one book disappears, but if more were to vanish, someone would certainly begin to look into it, which is exactly what we don't want.
Имаш ли някакъв
Is there
съвет?
anything you can tell me that would help?
There's a key to the cabinet in the prior's chambers. The librarian should have another one, or you can acquire some lockpicks. But I can't tell you where or how. Perhaps Brother Celerius could help.
Това не мога да го направиш
Why
сам.
can't you do it yourself?
Because I'm one of the highest-ranking monks here, and one day I'd like to become abbot. Can you imagine me crawling around in the black of night searching for a forbidden book?
You could just ask for it.
Do you honestly think I haven't tried? Unfortunately, Librarian Cyril is a stubborn ass.
I'm ready.
И помогнем.
One more important thing. There's always someone in the library during the day. To pass unwatched, you'll need to go at night. It's locked, but I'm sure you'll manage to get in. They say Brother Celarius understands locks. But don't tell him why you need it. Once you have the book, bring it to me, and I'll then use it to make Peter's medicine. We'll soon have the election of the abbot over and done with.
Okay, my friend. Ние вече имаме книгата, което е добре. Така, искам да знам на нов
I'm
фигурен.
interested in the
Да
election of
видим
the
дали
new
има нещо
abbot.
ново.
You're not alone. Everyone's so worked up about that they spent no time considering how they could make the...
Why? What's wrong with
Вече
it
има
now?
каза.
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than prayer. The older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their...
Брат
I'll
Джон.
be interested to know more about Brother John.
I don't like to speak ill of people, but Circuitor John is the worst person the monks could pick to represent them. He's nothing but an old schemer and pedant who preaches water but drinks wine. He's won the older brethren over because they know he won't call an end to their debauchery.
Той искаш да станеш
Why
игла?
do you want to become abbot?
Because when I see the way things are headed around here, I have no other option. Itinerant preachers speak of the corrupted black heart of the church, and I can't deny there's truth in what they say. I'd like to change things and bring back meaning and esteem to the monastery.
В принцип, достъп до кабинет с забранените книги можем естествено да получим по два начина. Три. Нали, един е посредством ключ, като го откраднем, посредством това да го включим с локпик, което ние вече сме направили. И другия вариант е да съберем тези страници, които в момента търся из замъка, по глупости говори с манастира. И като свършим този квест, библиотекар ще ни даде ключ за тази библиотека. За този шкаф. Знам всичко, което ми трябва да знам за изборите.
Peace be with you, brother.
This looks like the Saracen language. Ib al-Hassan. That's who I'm looking for. Avicenna.
What do you desire?
Има ли някакъв начин да ти помогна да спечелиш изборите за
Is there
игла?
any way I could help you get elected? Somehow tip the scales in your favour?
What would you like to do? Climb up the tower and shout, "Vote for Neverless, vote for Neverless"?
Not exactly. You do have an opponent, John.
John isn't my opponent, he's my brother. Just like you and everyone else here. We're all brothers in Christ. But there is something you could help me with. You must know there's a great deal of iniquity here in the monastery. I'd be interested to hear of anything I don't know about.
Should I find out for you what's going on around here?
Let me make this clear. I want to base my candidacy on putting things in order. But if I don't know exactly what's wrong, then my promises are just empty slogans.
Very good then. I'll find out what I can.
Thank you, brother.
Да. Открих нещо грешно, което се случва на територията на
I
манастира.
discovered something about the wrongs being committed here.
I see. Tell me more.
Да. Дворниците пият посред
The
нощ.
Circators go into the cellar at night to drink wine.
I thought so. John always reeks of it. And he wants to be abbot. Hypocrite. Perhaps if you told the prior, that would clip John's wings.
Няма да кажа.
That's all I know.
Истински.
If you find out anything else, come to me. I'd be interested to hear it.
Така, ето ти
Here's the
книгата.
book you wanted.
Amazing. This really is it. Now I can use it to prepare a cure for our suffering abbot. Then I'll leave it in the library to make it seem as if Brother Librarian left it lying about. There'll be no investigation. It would be against his best interests, as he'll look like the one who wasn't taking proper care of the books. It will drive him mad. I didn't leave that book out, or did I? Is there anything I can do for you in return?
Искам да знам нещо за миналото на другите
I'd be
новаци.
interested in finding out the background of the other novices.
That's a strange wish you have. And the only ones who know everything about the novices are the abbot and the prior. They keep a record of every monk in the abbot's book, but you'll never get your hands on it. It's locked up in the prior's study.
Thanks. You've helped me immensely.
No, thank you. About that book, don't even think about breaking in to get it.
Sure. Да. Добре. Това е всичко, което можем да си кажем, че този пич за сега. Сега тук имаме ковчеже за отключване. Тоест, тук не сме готови. Кабинет по алхимия. За жалост, ние трябва да изчакаме. Стане 10 часа. Или 11 там. 10. И сме готови. Жалко, че няма опцията просто да отворим и да я прочетеме тази книга. В принцип не мога да рискуваме да излезнем, не? Майор, къде е? Не съм сигурен точно на какво се възхищавам. Примерно този пич нищо няма да каже. Тези качулките са опасни. Ходим в тока, която те няма да ни видят. Такива. О. Цели изгуби. Тук няма нищо. Всеки момент по принцип трябва да ни дадат задачата да дойдем тук. Аз си спомням, че прочетохме книгите. Означава, че просто трябва да отворим ковчежетата и да се опитаме да не бъдем хванати в крачка. Това стъпи там това.
Forbidden books written by the devil himself. Forget about them.
Добре, това, което можем да направим е чакаме да стане време ние да започнем задължението си. Тук да говорим с...
What would you like?
Мога ли да уча нещо за останалите новаци в
Is it
библиотеката?
possible to learn something about the other novices in the library?
Only the abbot and the prior keep such records.
And can I see them?
No. The abbot writes and keeps his records in his chambers, and only he and the prior are permitted to read them.
Знаеш какви са тези страници? Изглежда, че са откъснати от книга.
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book. Do you know what it is?
It appears to be a page torn out of Ovid.
Ovid? What is that? Is it the name of a book?
Not what, but who. Ovid was a great Roman poet. We have a few volumes by him in the library, but one of them vanished one day. Now I believe I can guess what happened. Brother Eustace, may the earth rest lightly on him, was quite narrow-minded when it came to classical literature. If a book had any mention of woman at all, he condemned it as a heretical work. If he'd had his way, all such books would have been burned. Ovid's The Art of Love must have been such a thorn in his side that he stole it from the library, tore it up, and hid the pages wherever he could.
Желаш ли да събера тази книга отново?
Oh, would you like me to put the book back together again?
Absolutely. Eustace's wits weren't the sharpest, so I'm sure he didn't destroy any of the pages. I imagine he hid them throughout the monastery. It might take you a while to find them all, but when you do, you can rest
Yeah,
assured
awesome.
Ovid will return to his rightful place in the library.
Да разгледам
Good.
малко за тях.
I'll look around for it.
Thank you, brother. It's of no great importance, but if you can find all 10 pages, I'll be most grateful.
Кажи ми нещо за
Can you tell
книгата.
me something about the book?
The Art of Love is a sort of manual
Best.
instructing young people how to find and maintain love. It's a lovely work. I don't understand what bothered Eustace so much about it, but as I was saying, he considered the book to be immoral and tore it up to stop it corrupting any of his brothers.
Къде
Where
трябва
should
да
I
гледам?
look?
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you to do it. The
Your-
pages of the book could be hidden anywhere, from the garden to the refectory.
Намерих
I
няколко
found a few
страници.
pages of the torn up book, but I still don't have them all.
Wonderful. Keep looking then. I'm sure you can find the rest.
Друго всъщност.
What is it, brother?
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Само вече съм го разпитал за другите неща, което е окей. Само часа. От колко часа трябваше да дойда в библиотеката? 11? Така. 12. От 8 работиме... От 12 работиме тук. Добре. Имаме няколко... Точно 3. Девер шнапса. Нека сейвнеме. Питаме. Питам да се кача горе при спалните помещения. Тук не би трябвало да има пазачите. Така. Души. Монах. Но.
Peace be with you, brother.
Да, с тебе също. Аз съм лекно пиян.
Praise be to Christ.
Така, имам нужда от ключ за манастира.
Brother, I've a favour to ask, and I think you're the man to help me with it. Or you used to be, before you came here.
I see. So it's the dodgy sort of favor, is it?
Well, yes. I need to get hold of the keys to the monastery.
That won't be easy, I can tell you that straight off. The prior always keeps the keys close by him. So how exactly do you imagine I could help?
Защото на мен не ми трябва. Има ли друг начин да
Is
излезе?
there any other way to get out of here?
The door out of the monastery is like any other. Only the lock's more complicated than most. But I can sell you some lock picks. And with a little training, you'll make short work of it.
Как мога да се
How could I
добия
get
с тях?
hold of them?
With great difficulty. Unless you want to rob the prior,
Мога ли да вземеш ключовете
Could
от
you
него?
take the keys off him?
Rob the prior? You've got to be joking.
You wouldn't be doing it for free?
Then what could you possibly pay me? I'm done with my thieving, and you'd have to offer me a whole lot of groschen to change my mind.
Мога да си го позволя, но няма.
How much would you want?
A princely sum, brother. This is no trifling matter.
That much? Where am I supposed to find that much coin? No one here has any money.
Precisely. But no groschen, no theft. And think twice before you ask me that kind of favor again.
Sure. Имам парите. Би ли ми казал нещо за твоето минало?
You have some interesting skills for a monk. Don't suppose you want to tell me how you picked them up?
What's there to tell? We were all young and foolish once. I was a student in Prague, completely broke, living from hand to mouth and studying all day. It wasn't an easy life.
So you turned to stealing?
I set about securing a livelihood as best I could. A goose, some new shoes, a bit of coin to spend with my friends. Without that little bit extra, I'd never have completed my studies. I would have turned into a beggar. And who else do you know that can say he's serving God thanks to having been a thief?
No one, brother. Thank you for telling me your story.
Имам парите. Търся нещо. Не, чакай да видим какво имам втори. Какво може да си купим? Нещо.
Talk to me.
Търся нещо, което не е,
I'm looking for something
не е лесно да се намери тук.
And what?
No, nothing.
Сега не ми трябва нищо. Ето тук трябва да върнем такова. Добре. Шанс някой не види. Винаги има. Сега 6 страници. Лесно. Okay. Много ще ми се щат, но значи ние говорихме с Искин, трябва да говорим с Лукас, трябва да говорим с още някакъв пич беше нещо джа. Чалка.
What do we have here? A nice sharp dagger. Now what would a monk need that for?
Даваме си дагера вътре. Надявам. Съм отключил ковчежето да не ни... Това, че съм отключил ковчежето да не ни издаде. Реално. Трябва да има едно парче от книгата. Аз май съм го взел, така че 6. Стана ли време? Още не е време. Реално няма какво да правя в момента. Аз се връщаме тук, че е малко по-сигурно, че няма да ни хванат. и че няма да ни се направят неинтересни за къде сме били до сега. Сега трябва да отидем горе. Теката. Да.
What would you like?
Тук съм за дневните ми
I'm here to
задължения.
work.
Good. This is most likely the first time you've ever done this in your life.
Абсолютно.
But it's easier than you think. Just a bit of practice and learning Latin. Here's the original, and here are the blank parchments on which you'll copy what you read in the original. Is that clear? Then you may begin, and try not to make a mess of it.
Така. Абсолютно нямам идея какво се случи тук. Да. Ако виждам нещо, си отрежа главата. Така. Тук корита нека си не ми се струва като това да е правилно. Тика, може пък да оттика. Това може да о. Въпреки че повече ми прилича на Д. Да. Да. Това е. И оттика. Анама. Пама. Да. Сигурно какво гледам, често казвам. Мисля си, че гледам първия червен текст, по принцип. Друг е въпросът дали да гледам там, където почва червената голяма буква. Както и да е. Santos. Гледам. Не. Както и да е. Кажа това, защото е единственото различно. То грам си не лечи по принцип какво пише. В смисъл, размазани са буквите, не се виждат много хубаво. Съвсем всичко останало. там го няма. Не знам дали е това, не е ли това. Тук обикновено това ми се кара, че не съм свършил добре работа. Аз съм свикнал. Просто за трети път, разсъквайки този сегмент, се надявам да разбера каква е логиката. Никога не мога да разбера каква е тази логика тук. Може би трябва това някой ден да я прочита. Ама нищо фрапантно не става, така или иначе.
My boy, what have you done? This is a disaster.
Нищо много не ми кажеш по въпроса. Така. След до колко часа сме тук? От 12 до 4. Сега е 12.
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
Колко пич малко ми пречи там. Страна. Отворяме тук. Колко повече отключени ключалки имаме, толкова повече отключени ключалки имаме. И явно, че сме били тук, били сме тук. Въпросът е, че някакви неща не сме ги отключили. Бяхто нищо да има че от книгата, която се опитваме да събереме. Не в челата. Какво прави съдта за храна в Кенев? Не. Даже не искам да си помислям. Свърлят яденето. Не е нещо друго. Много. Проблема е, че със сигурност знам къде има една страница. Там да са две страници. Сигурно се са 4 страници. Съответно, една-две страници ми се губят някъде, къде може. Имам шанс някаква да има надвора, ама няма някаква надвора. Чакваме до 4 часа, където Трябва да отидем да се молим. Сега ние казахме, че говорихме с Иски, трябва да говорим с Лукас. Известно право на свобода. Идват там. Да? Тия фана се раздвижат малко. Почнаха да... Първият брат. Лукас.
I'm Gregor, a novice. I saw you at the ceremony.
I know. It was hard not to notice you.
And you are?
Lucas, also a novice. Don't get upset, but I don't want to talk to you. I'm happiest alone.
Да. Кажи ми нещо за останалите.
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know much, but ask away.
Siskin.
What can you tell me about Siskin?
Not a lot. I don't know him. Actually, I don't know much about him at all, except that he's not a stickler for rules.
Искам да го питам за някой друг. Антониус.
Tell me about Antonius.
I'd like to, but there's nothing to tell. I've never spoken to him. I've never asked about him.
You really don't know anything about anyone? Well, thanks anyway.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I just haven't felt like getting to know anyone yet.
Чух отговорниците да говорят за
In the night, I overheard the cicadas in the cellar. They were talking about you.
Oh, no. So it's still not over. This isn't a life in service of God. This is purgatory.
Lucas, what's going on?
What do you think? Just like you, I saw the cicadas drinking and playing hazard as if they were in a brothel.
Бъде правилно да ги... Какво? Да бъде мъдро да не се замесваш.
We'd be safer not to get mixed up in the affairs of our superior brethren.
You're probably right, but I was naive and hoped I could fix things. I warned them if they didn't stop, I'd go and tell the prior. But instead of mending their ways, they vented their anger on me. You've picked the wrong people to make enemies of, Lucas, they told me. Now I can't even count how many days and nights I've spent locked up in solitary confinement for the tiniest offences, or for no offence at all.
Нещо много важно, което трябва хората да знаете. Ако изпаднете в някаква подобна ситуация, никога не казвайте на хората, които мислите да ги издадете, или ги нападнете, или да знам, или да ги издадете на полицията, или няма никакво значение. Никога не звъниш да кажеш: брат, знам, че се занимаваш с глупости, ще ти издам на полицията. Това е глупост. Прави се, че нищо не знаеш и тогава го издаваш. Никога не трябва да им даваш информация направи. Така.
Is there something I can do to help?
Would you? I think all it might take is for you to go and sit down with them. Have a talk, set things straight, then they'd leave me alone.
Това ще ти издам, ако не престанеш глупости. Където ли го издаш, или му кажеш да престане, но никога не го започнеш, ще го издадеш.
I'm not afraid of them.
Brother, you have the courage I lack. May the grace of God be upon you.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
Come on. there really nothing at all you can tell me?
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on work and prayer, not on who I once was. I never will be again. What has been isn't important for us. We cast the past aside when we walked through the monastery gates and took our oath. Never forget that.
Да. Кажи ми за търсенето на Пагас.
There's something I should tell you. Something secret. I'm looking for someone here in the monastery.
Аз му казах на него.
Looking for someone? But you're a novice, aren't you?
I am a novice. At least until I find the man I'm looking for.
Why would you be looking amongst monks? You know, the laws of man aren't valid here. In the cloister, we're subject to divine law, the law of the church.
I'm looking for a footpad who's hiding out here in the monastery.
Well.
He had a hand in raising the Neuhoff farm. He's taken many lives.
I heard something about that. But why are you telling me all this?
Защото не прочетох какво ти казвам.
Just to be one of the other novices.
That can't be. Have you told the prior? What are you going to do to this man once you find him?
Ще говоря с него и след това.
Talk to him. Then I'll see. Do you have any idea which of the novices could be the imposter I'm looking for?
I don't know, and I don't care to know. I wish you'd never told me. Now I won't be able to sleep at night.
Да, кой би избрал за игумен?
If you could, who would you vote for to be the abbot?
But I can't vote, so what's the point of worry? Ask
Малко ме
Antonius.
дразни колко
He often talks about it, and I'm sure he has an opinion.
незаинтересован от нищо. Да. Трябва да се моля. Шест. Yes. Шанс да не се направят неинтересно.
Demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders.
Тук постоянно. Не спира да седи тук. Ще чижете ги. Пара. Само. Тесно, 7. Си постоянно тупът, което малко пречи.
Beat your son with the rod, and you will deliver his soul from death.
Дайте. Така, нищо интересно. Тази стая вече е чиста. Тираш, прегледали сме цялата, отворили сме всичко, освен тази книга. Трябва да има нищо в нея. Също се отнася и за тази част на стаята. Без тази книга. Имаше някакви хора тук, четяха.
Why is that?
There was only a handful of bandits.
A handful? There was dozens of them.
Sherlock.
Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor, and I'm new here.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here in the monastery and that you won't get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
Мислиш за останалите новаци?
I'm interested in the other novices. What can you tell me about Siskin?
Oh, he's always got a smile and a new friend. But I reckon he don't belong in the monastery. He spends more time dreaming of the world outside than tending to his duties. I'm surprised he hasn't been thrown out already. If it was up to me, he'd be out on his ear right away.
Мислиш много за него, а?
Sounds like you don't have much time for him.
No, I don't. He isn't a proper monk and he doesn't belong here.
Антониус.
Do you know anything about Antonius?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
I'm interested in Lucas.
Nobody knows much about Lucas. He keeps himself to himself. If you ask me, he's got something to hide. I'd keep well clear of him if I was you.
Do you have any grounds for suspecting him of something?
Quite a lot. And also none at all. The circators who make the rounds despise him, and they'd never punish anyone without cause.
Гледам, че има нещо
What can you tell me
за
about
Сискин пак.
I'm
Знам, добре. Съм нещо друго. Паднах на отговорниците в подземията.
I came across the brother Cicators in the cellars. They
Маздието.
drank wine and played dice.
I know, but what can you do?
Does that really seem right to you?
Yes and no. They're the elder brothers, so they're allowed much of what we aren't. And we'll be in their position ourselves soon enough. Some sooner than others. Even you, if you help me out with something. You just have to promise not to tell anyone.
Да. Мога вика да набия, ако предпочиташ. Найс. Зависи какво ще ми
It
кажеш.
depends on what I hear.
I can't tell you anything until you swear to keep your silence, by Saint Procopius himself.
Да те набия, ако
I
искаш.
can beat it out of you instead. And I don't care who you tell about it.
No. Wait. I'll tell you everything. Just imagine you're a fresh novice, and some elder brother offers you friendship and asks you to do him a service. Nothing too big. Just a cask of wine for their nighttime revelries.
A monk who steals wine so other monks can get drunk.
The Circator brothers are exemplary monks. A little nocturnal fun can't be a sin. Just tell me, how would you have acted? Would you rather have the Circators as friends or enemies?
They can be my enemies if they have to be. There's nothing righteous about what they've been getting up to.
Think about it carefully, Gregor. You still have a chance. When they want something next time, you can go with me and get in their good books.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I can't sell my conscience in exchange for their friendship. You should do some soul searching too. To see if it's truly worth it.
You'll change your tune once they go after you for putting their foot wrong. And then you'll reconsider what friends you really want to keep.
Правя много наредни неща, но те специално не са ми...
What is it?
Кой би искал да бъде избран за
Who
игла?
would you vote
Джон.
for as the new abbot if you could?
Why do you care? We don't have the right to vote, so we shouldn't get mixed up in it.
I'm just interested, that's all.
I like John better. But like I've said, it's not our place to get involved. It's enough that Antonius is mixed up in it. Don't you start too.
Къде отиваме, какво правим? Писани задълженията. Гледал съм. 12 и на 14 също. Добре, магистър. Първо да споделям дневните задължения какви са. Гледам часа, мога правя каквото си искам. Да. Ясно, че ушки прегледахме добре. Тук ако излезнем, къде ще излезнем точно? Окей. И ти върши работа. Може да заобикаляме. А кой е? Джодо. Искам.
Talk to me, brother.
Да.
Will you tell
Кажеш нещо? Не. Добре.
Very well, thank you.
Той вече. Да, информация сме взели.
I'd be interested.
Помисли за останалите. Лукас.
What can you tell me about Lucas?
It's a tricky situation with Lucas. No one really knows anything about him. I've tried so many times to talk to him, but he always backs away like a virgin on a wedding night.
Yodok.
I'm interested in Yodok.
What could interest you about him? He's a no-good rat. He'll turn you in for the price of a turnip. I'd bet my life that if he wasn't here, he'd be a cumin scout, bowing and scraping for a few groschen.
That doesn't sound too flattering.
It wasn't meant to. No matter what you do here, watch out for him. He's got his eye on everyone, and he'll rat on you for even the slightest of infractions.
Да.
That's all. Thanks.
Не ми вдъхва никакво доверие този пич. Сега искам да говоря с Лукас по възможност. С Антониас. Искам да ги питам всички какво мислят един за друг. Ама никой. И... Ляш.
I'd like to know something about the other.
I don't know much.
Yodok.
Do you know anything about Yodok?
Yodok.
I don't. He doesn't like me, and he's on very friendly terms with the Circators. That's about it.
Are you joking? Don't you know anyone at all here?
Why should I?
I'd have thought you might want to know who you'll be spending the rest of your life with. I definitely do. In fact, I probably already know more about them than you do.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I just haven't felt like getting to know anyone yet.
Okay. И? Слуш.
Peace be with you, brother.
What would you like?
Да, няма да му кажем, че сме го намерили. Няма да му казваме, че търсим паяс. Така, знаеш ли какво правят отговорниците посред нощ?
In the night, I saw the brother cicadas drinking and playing dice.
And why aren't you spending your nights sleeping instead of creeping around spying on your brothers?
I only wanted to...
I know, brother, I know. But you need to understand that novices shouldn't be poking their noses into the affairs of elder brothers.
Ако нещо неприлично да се случва.
Even if something inappropriate was going on.
Even then, I'm afraid. Who are you compared with them? Wait till you know what's what, and in the meantime keep your head down and do what you're told. Life in a monastery is much like life outside in many ways. The monastery walls don't keep out human pride and hatred.
Really? I thought monks were above that sort of human folly.
They became monks, Gregor, but that didn't stop them being men. Be on your guard as much as you ever were outside. Lies, jealousy, vengeance. They can hurt you here as much as anywhere.
Thanks for the advice, although I don't know if I can follow it.
That's up to you, brother. Talk to me, brother.
Какво мислиш за останалите
I'd be interested to hear what you
новобранци?
think about the other novices. What can you tell me about Siskin?
That there's no man alive less suitable for the monastic life than him.
You don't know young Lord Capon.
I've heard things. Siskin must have been like him, fighting, drinking, fornicating, but then he ended up in here.
Why is he in the monastery?
No one knows. Maybe he's hiding from something, or maybe he's being punished.
Do you think he has a secret?
Don't we all? But unlike the others, he absolutely refuses to speak about his life before the monastery.
That's all I wanted to know about him. Thanks. What about Yodok?
Be on good terms with him. If you show even the slightest hint you don't like him, he'll make your life hell. He's a slimy little pedant who'll rat you out to the superiors. Once he finishes his novitiate, I imagine he'll want to climb his way up the ladder to at least Sir Cater. He's a man who enjoys ordering others around.
I'm interested in Lucas.
No one knows much about him. He doesn't talk to anyone. He works, eats, sleeps, then does it all again the next day. It's as if he wanted to get it all over with as soon as possible. By it, I mean his entire life.
That's all. Thanks.
Сега. Единственото нещо, което ми остава на мен е да направя преди да влезем в вършика на тази задача. Се промъкнем на едно последно место. Надявам се там да има всъщност 3 страници, защото 2 ще намериме. 3 тегава работа. Опич, няма ли си ходи вече? Това е малко рисковано. Така че ще се сейвнем. Има опция да го направим посред бял ден това, което първо сега да правя. Когато няма толкова много хора тук. Да речем на сутрешната церемония. Още не сме яли даже. Буди. Кой ще му мисля? Помни, трябва да има едно документче някъде.
What have we here? That's it.
Someone there?
The book with information about the novices.
Shouldn't you be getting your rest and not wandering about like a ghost?
Сигурно сега какво ще направи този пич, така че да тествам по първата процедура. Обаче последните две документи ще не си спомним къде са. И не би трябвало да са тука. Това. Реално излизаме вече извън манастира. Не директно извън манастира, но да, вече сме извън извън местата, където се намират свещениците. Искин. Най-малият син, така... Това.
Interesting. But I still don't know which one of them is pious.
Единствено, който знае латински по принцип, защото е бил свещеник. И това. Къде да са другите две странички? Так, ще направя нещо интересно. Ще ги видим в нета, за да губят прекалено много време в търсене, защото е стейли за намиране. Искам, Deliverance. Pages. Най-вероятно нека съм ги изтървал по пътя. Пътят им. Всички локации, за да видим. Една страница, ето да не съм изтървал. Добре. Трябва да има една страница, я съм взел. Тази подземната съм е взел. Видим дали е само една тука. Взел. И трябва поне съм взел. Вижда нещо, ще отрежа главата. Добре, мисля, че не знам къде е последната. Добре. Да отиваме да спиме. Да, трябва да си говорим с много хора. Почва нашия ден. Че не харчиме, не огладняваме докато не се движим. А сега да видим. Тия пъчи трябва да започва да стават всеки момент. Искам да говоря с Антониас. Това. Искам.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
Will you tell me?
Look, nothing. I've no... just...
Добре, нищо интересно, нищо
Actually...
ново. Warhorse Lucas. Говорим с Джода поне. Да видим има ли нещо ново, което можем да покажем след като имаме информация за него. Но... За четене... Сигурно, че взех пенче.
Stop, Gregor. Brother, you were somewhere you shouldn't have been. Don't you know your place? Don't you know where you're permitted to enter and where your presence is forbidden?
Yeah.
You dare?
Yeah, you've...
Първо да почитае. Сега не знам дали това не е свързано. Сега не съм сигурен дали това не е свързано с това, че нощи ми хванаха в който на висшия свещеник, че му забрах името. С къде е, бе? Това ще разбереме. Че няма какво.
This is not a good time for...
Ще изчакам, айде. Така. Трябва да говорим с Лукас, трябва да говоря... Та има две опции. Понеже не си спомням продължителността на нещата, може би ще трябва да минем и този ден, реално, преди да задействаме последните събития. Пак някой ми седна...
Brother, you were somewhere you shouldn't have been. Don't you know...
The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ.
Свързано с всички тия закъснения. Вау. Трябва съм малко по-внимателен. Снова.
Not now, brother.
Brother, you were somewhere you shouldn't have...
Very well, brother.
I still need to look through your pockets to see if you have anything you shouldn't. You have a weapon. Here in the monastery. I don't care where you got it or why, but clearly your intentions are not honorable. You failed to complete your trial period as a...
Okay. Пак е, то се видя. Това, което можем да направим в тази ситуация. Отворим тук. Айде. Щата тук. Не мога да разбера какво става нещо. Не както трябва, но карайте да върви. За случай може да оставя този сервер шнапс. Това явно е свързано с... Ой, за жалост не. Това явно е свързано с това, че...
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
Още ме хванаха в горната част на Манастира. Да ги е по някакви работи. Така че сега сигурно пак ще ми се направят.
Brother,
Да.
you were...
Very well.
Now, show me...
Аз че нямам нищо и ще трябва преспа една вечер в тъмницата. Няма проблем. Или беха вечери, сега ще видя. Малка цена. Значи трябва да отидем да вземе страниците на библиотекаря. Трябва да говорим с Лукас. Ако там няма нищо ново да си кажем с него, това означава, че трябва да изчакам да стане нощно време и да говоря с Джон. Църква. Църква. Имаме да се молим. Соника ми е правилен. Това е правилен. После трябва да си вземе нещата. Те не и трябва да задължително тия неща. Беше са, господа, време за... Лукас, докато още си ходи.
This is not a good time.
Още ли не е добро време? Тълпавата за теб никога не е добро време. Си говорим. Айде, сменим и задачата. Безмо, да, врата. Лукас. Нещо сте... Да, разбрах, че харесваш мъжка компания.
I've heard that you, well, that you enjoy the company of men. Is there any truth to it?
What? How do you know that?
I read it in the abbot's book.
What? The abbot's book is locked up in his chambers, and he'd never allow anyone to read it. Did you break in? But why? Just so you could dig something up on me?
I was looking for something else, but I just happened to come across your story.
No matter what you were looking for, you crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. But don't worry, I won't tell on you if you promise me the same. Yes, you can call me a sodomite, a sinner, a monster, the spawn of Satan. But tell me this, Gregor. Can I help the way I am? I tell you, it's a test of my faith. A test so daunting you can't even imagine it.
Да, не го държа срещу теб това, братко, така че ти си по начин, по който си. Няма нищо.
I found it interesting, but I'm not judging you. You are the way you are. You should be true to yourself.
I'm glad you aren't like the others. Thank you for not passing judgment. I swear to God, I've never lain with another man. I've never sinned. When my father wanted me to find a wife and start a family, I told him the truth, and he had me sent here. And in a way, I was glad. My guilt had been consuming me, and I knew in the monastery I'd find peace. The Lord sees my soul, and he knows it's pure.
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know much.
Tell me about
I'd like to, but...
Do you know...
Нищо ново, окей. Какво ме яде този път, барем успея да хапна нещо.
Let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none air be said rather early, God be with them at each hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until vespers.
Хапна е поп чорба. Примерно, маликът се къде седеше. Казана с манчета.
or drive them away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times in manual labor, and again at fixed
Чакаме до
hours.
7. Или пък беше до 8.
Let none ere be said rather early at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has been done until vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness, and at the same time not to overburden them or drive them away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot.
Ще отидем да му отдадем страниците на библиотекаря.
Get away from my cabinet. The book stood in there.
Great.
Така. Имам всичките страници, които са откъснати от книгата.
I have all the pages of the torn up book. The Art of Love can go back to the library.
Oh, brother, you can't even imagine how happy you've made me. Since you're clearly a true lover of books, I'll give you a reward I've never given another novice. I'll lend you the key to the cabinet containing forbidden books, and you can look at the peculiar things we've accumulated there. That cabinet's strictly off limits to novices, but you've earned my trust. I'm sure you'll recognize that those books contain nothing but dangerous gibberish, and there's a valuable lesson to be learned there.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate your trust. Is there anything I can do to help here?
I'm glad you asked. There's one thing, a silly thing really. I haven't thought to mention it to anyone before, but not long ago, a brother brought me a crumpled piece of parchment. He says he found it rolled up in a hole in the wall. The thing is, it was a page from Ovid.
Ovid? What is that? Is it the name of a book?
Not what, but now I believe I can guess what happened.
Okay.
Oh, you're interested in what's inside?
Приключихме с тази задача. Отиваме вършим задълженията тук за деня.
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. Today it's your task to concoct 2 potions to aid digestion. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them.
Okay. Правим са potion. Okay. Potion, какво ни трябва? Spirit. Общи линии. Беше пи ташня. Трябва да го стриеме. Работно. За да заварене. Само елементата. Трябваме. Даваме го да завриза един търн. После трябваше ли го дестилираме или не? Даже не трябва да го чакаме да стигне. Окей. Почните.
What is it, bro?
I finished my...
Show me.
Дела нещата. Интересно, че дагера на този пич му изчезва. И не съм го взел аз. Тук, където можем да се заплакнем. Да говоря с пат шефа. Включил. Оки-доки. Дали па е случайно тук, ама не, това не е работа. Ще трябва този ден да го минем, значи. Реално сме готови. Единственото нещо, което искам да направя е да издам Джон.
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
I'm here to... Excellent.
Forget about them.
Коли ми се, но виждаме, че нищо не мога да... Нищо не мога да прочете. Че... Изглежда най-близко. И Изглежда най-близко. Има след това да ни се накарат едно хубаво.
I can hardly believe it. Good gracious, so many mistakes.
Е малко по-добре от обикновено. Обикновено повече ми се кара. Така. Това е ли от 4 часа? Не чуваш от 4 часа. Може да си запомня на дневния ред. Какво да се прави? Моли ме.
This is not a good...
Четири до 6.
I'm a new brother, a novice, Gregor. I don't know my way around here yet. You're in charge of the whole monastery, aren't you?
Welcome amongst us. Yes, yes. The Lord wanted me to take over the abbot's duties in his absence, but mainly I'm a servant of God, just like you and all the other brethren. Before God, there's no difference between us. How do you like it here?
Така. Все още не знам, не съм бил тук много време.
You're too humble. I'm sure you must have some opinion, but I won't pry it out of you.
Да, изборите за
Will you tell me something about how the abbot is elected?
Of course. Abbot Peter is old, and we're afraid he'll soon be with our Heavenly Father. When he's gone, someone else will have to lead the monastery. All the elder brothers will assemble to choose who that is.
Anyone can become the abbot?
Precisely. We have two candidates, Nevlas and John. As the spiritual shepherd of all of the brothers here, I'm not allowed to publicly express a preference for either. And as a novice, you shouldn't be involved in the election. I know that some brothers have already begun scheming, but don't even think about getting mixed up in it. With the blessing of the Holy Spirit, all will end up as it should be.
Окей. Още няма да ги репортвам тия двамата. Имаме да хапнем.
Should rarely be granted even to perfect disciples, even though it be for good, holy, edifying conversation. For it is written, in much speaking you will not escape sin. And in another place, death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speaking and teaching.
Сутринта ще ги репортам. Ами тия долу дали слезнаха вече? Слезнаха ли вече тия долу? Са? Лукас, Слешо?
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of...
I'm a novice.
You see, I'm looking for...
You're looking?
I am a novice.
What?
I'm looking for...
Because
you could help.
That can't be. Have you told...
Talk deep?
I wish.
Още видео. Бъда страната. Трябва, че са слезали долу. Още не са, бе. Поне не идват ли насам? Вече трябва да има някой долу.
That killjoy? We'd love to have...
What is it, brother?
Yeah.
God be with you.
This is the
Brother Cicator, my friend.
What would you like? To be relieved from duties?
No, I'm here because of Novice Lucas. I've heard there's some discord with him.
Only because that weasel wants to put an end to our nighttime fun. So, we're letting him know who's in charge here.
I'd appreciate it if you treat him like a brother again.
Well, if he isn't afraid of us, there's nothing to stop him ratting us out. But what do you care anyway? Grown fond of him, have you?
Не знам какво намеква.
He hates you because you trample all over him and he has nothing to lose. If you show him just a bit of kindness, he'll think again about taking you on. You'll see.
Fine, you've convinced me. You can tell him things have been straightened out, but he'd better be on his best behavior from now on. Beware of Lucas. He might corrupt you.
What do you mean?
He's a sodomite, a sinner. He might try to get you into the habit. Or out of it.
Да, ще реша за себе си. С кого говори,
I'll decide for myself who I do and don't talk to.
I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure.
Него. Ще станаме малко преди 4, за да имаме шанс да го хванем Лукас, да говорим с него. Още тук, така. Тук, добре. Сипаме една водичка, докато чакаме. Съвсем. Друго не знам какво да кажа. Чакам аз. Този епизод ще е по-дълъг, но искам да го форсна да излезем от манастира. И реално така да приключим. Ай става, братле.
Servus.
Паукс. Боже, не.
I spoke to the cicadas about how they've been treating you.
Really? Did you manage to convince them to leave me alone?
Ако не кажеш на никого какво правят, ще те остават.
But you have to promise not to tell anyone what you saw them doing. Then they'll leave you alone.
That's a promise I'd be glad to make. I'm forever in your debt, brother. Because now I know I can trust you, there's something I want to tell you. It's about Brother Antonius. I wouldn't like to say something that isn't true. God forbid I should cause harm by my words, but this is something I'm sure of. Novice Antonius is lying to us.
What makes you say that?
He claims he's a merchant's son from Vlashim, and that he joined the order voluntarily. The thing is, I spent a great deal of time in Vlashim. I know it like the back of my hand, and no one even remotely like Antonius has ever lived there.
Are you sure? Because this could mean that...
It's true, or Canute isn't my name. That would be my secular name, by the way, but that's not important. I know Vlashim, and I know the local merchants there, and I've never seen Antonius among them. Why would he be lying if he had nothing to hide?
Thank you for telling me. I'll look into it.
Се захванаме ние с днешната молитва.
Servus.
Чакаме да ни смени задачката. Раз, два, три, раз, два, три, раз, два, три.
What is it, brother?
Да ги репортим, че пият.
I need to tell you something, but you won't be too happy.
Tell me, son, what's bothering you?
It's about some of the brothers. At night, when everyone else is asleep, they go to the monastery cellars to drink wine and play dice.
Are you certain? I had my suspicions, but if it's true, such offences call for stern punishment, but not without proof.
Would you like me to find some?
That won't be necessary. I'll question them myself. I can tell when someone's lying to me. Tell me, Gregor, which brothers are we talking about?
Да. Харесва, че можем да излъжеме.
The Cicadas, Stibor and John.
The Circators? That can't be true. For the love of heaven, John's declared himself a candidate for abbot.
If you go to the cellars at night, you'll see them yourself.
I'll look into it. I most certainly won't tolerate drinking or dice games in the monastery. And if Abbot Peter were here, he'd break his crozier over their backs. Thank you for letting me know, brother. It appears you're an honest and faithful Christian and a true follower of Saint Benedict. The Lord be with you.
You're welcome, Brother Prior.
Издавахме ги всъщност.
What would you like?
Just from Vlashim.
I've heard you're from Vlashim.
Yes, why do you ask? And more importantly, where did you hear it? Since I'm quite sure I've never told you. Honestly, the monks like to gossip more than old wives at the market.
Ето го в книгата на... Чук нещо.
Because I've heard otherwise. You aren't from Vlashim. You made it all up.
And who told you that? Whoever it was, he's a liar. It's complete nonsense.
Да. Кажи му за дагера.
I found a dagger in your stash.
And why shouldn't you have? I did hide it there after all. Do you often go through other people's belongings?
Да, само
Only when necessary.
And was it necessary? Are you looking for someone or something? Maybe if you tried just asking, you'd have better luck. That dagger's the only thing I have left of my father. It was in our old shop, under the counter. Father kept it there to protect himself from thieves. When I was little, I admired that dagger so much. I asked Father if he'd give it to me when I was older. He always said yes, but only after he was dead.
Go on, please.
Now Father's dead and I'm here. That piece of steel is the only thing I have left from the outside world. I know it's not suitable for a monk, but I can't part with it. So now you know everything. Are you satisfied?
Go.
I've heard you're from...
Yes, why?
I've read the abbot's book. It's got everything he knows about the novices.
Why? Why would you do that?
That doesn't matter. What matters is the abbot doesn't believe your little fairy tale either.
What's so implausible about it? I've always been more interested in books, so I left my brother the shop and came here to live a good life.
You see, I'm looking for someone in the monastery. Someone who's lied about who he is. And you fit that description perfectly.
But I told you, I've never lied to anyone.
That's funny. I think you're lying to me right now.
Do you think you're entitled to met out justice? Who gave you the right? I'm sorry, but I don't want to have anything more to do with you, Gregor. You're a lunatic, and the prior ought to be warned about you.
Заплашим, за да го... Това ще е много близко и шанса да не успее е много високо.
If you so much as open your mouth about this.
Then what? You think you can threaten me? You'd better watch yourself, Gregor. You don't know me at all. What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
Кажи му, че ти го търсиш.
I need to make a confession.
I'm no priest, but tell me what you've done. It's probably nothing to worry about.
I'm here in the monastery looking for a thief. He had a hand in burning down the Neuhof stud.
You don't say. And who are you to take such an interest?
Търси за да го накажем.
Someone whose job it is to investigate the case, find the perpetrators and make sure they get the punishment they deserve.
Punishment? Do you intend to punish them here, in the monastery?
I don't know yet. I'm still just on their trail. Perhaps you could help me find him?
The missing thief? If I knew anything, I'd tell you, but I suppose it must be one of the novices. I've only recently heard about the Neuhof incident, and all the other brethren have been here much longer than that.
I know. Aside from me, there are only 4 novices, but still, I don't know which one he could be.
3? Please, leave me out of it. And you're right that it could be any one of them. No one knows anything about Lukas. Siskin might be a lot of things, but a monk isn't one of them. And Yodok is a slimy worm. It wouldn't surprise me if he was behind that massacre. Actually, the more I think about it, the less I like that Yodok. He's a treacherous rat who'd do anything to get in someone's good books. The thought of Yodok at Neuhof sends chills up my spine.
I don't think it was him. But please, don't tell a soul what we've been talking about.
Don't fret, my friend. Your secrets are locked inside my lips.
Знам, че ти си Pierce.
I know you're pious. The man I've been looking for.
So you're finally sure? Tell me, Gregor, or Carl, or whatever your true name is. What do you want to do now?
Съм сигурен какво трябва да
I don't
направя.
know. I'm not sure what I should do.
Well, at least you're prepared to think and not just play bloodhound for a pack of nobodies. And I'm glad you have your doubts.
I don't want to be like the people I'm looking for. If I have to kill, it should be for a reason, not because I enjoy it.
You know, we're both pawns in someone else's game. They have plans for us, but we don't have to let them use us. We can just forget all about it and go our own way. I was a bandit, and I was at Nyhoff. I've robbed and stolen, but I swear to God I've never in my life slain innocent people. What I saw at Nyhoff made me realize my life was worth shit, but I still had a chance to change for the better. Here in the monastery I've had plenty of time to think things over, but then you showed up and fucked it all up.
So the evildoer changes his ways and finds God. What exactly are you proposing?
Both of us can leave this place. You can go back to your people, and I can go somewhere where I can live out my life in peace and no one will try to kill me. If we work together, we can both get what we want.
Има ли друга опция?
What if I wanted a different option?
You could kill another novice, I suppose. If news of the murder got out from the monastery, my former friends might believe I'm dead. But I'm offering you a solution that doesn't require any killing. Before we make a run for it, we'll make it look like someone's killed me. Loads of blood, a tattered scrap of my habit, and footprints leading towards the river. No one will bother looking for my body there. There we'll split up. You go for your bounty, and I'll get as far away from here as I can.
Good. Let's do it your way.
Good. I'm glad that despite our initial discord, we could reach an agreement. Here, take something to calm your stomach. Now we'll need the keys to the monastery and some blood to make the tracks.
Дава ми Маригот. Дава ми Маригот, защото има шанс по принцип и антидот, защото има шанс по принцип той да разбере, че го търся и да ме отрови.
And where am I supposed to get my hands on blood in a monastery?
You'll find a parchment in the kitchen with a list of ingredients on it, all the things they're ordering. Add blood for making soup to the list, and when it's delivered the next day, take it before anyone notices it's even come.
What are you going to do?
I need to get ready for a long journey. Prepare supplies, get some normal clothing somehow, that sort of thing. You can escape in that habit, but I need to vanish as fast as I can.
What do I need the keys to the monastery for?
How else will we get out? This place is practically a prison.
Getting the keys won't be easy.
I know, but Brother Salarius is a reformed thief. I'll bet he still has a few lockpicks lying about. If you know how to use them, they'll be worth finding. Or there's the hard way. Steal the keys from the prior. He carries them with him at all times.
They both sound horrid to me. But needs must. Alright, that's everything I need to know. I can get started.
Excellent. Come and see me once you have everything. And try to be as fast as you can. And Gregor, thank you.
Ние трябва ни кръв. Окей. Сме начин се здобиеме и предстои да си използваме отворените врати тук. Изчакаме един ден.
After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence. Or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way
Това
as
не
not
става,
to disturb
както и да е.
anyone else. Let none be said rather early.
Да, 12 тука. Още няма да правим. Това ще го пропуснем.
God be with you.
Тук много на Кирил.
Ah, I'm here to work. Excellent.
Да, тук. Окей. Сега. Съдиме по това. Да. Нищо не мога да ча. Да, нещо. Нещо. Скип. Скип, скибериди, тип.
You call that a copy? You've completely ruined the parchment with your scribbling.
Няма проблем. Дай, добре. Така. Така. 4. Yes. Рискувам. Изчакам до вечерта. Директно. Да пусна всичките ни задачи. Се надявам тези отговорниците да не ме хванат и да не ме накажат. Утре сутринта по-точно да ме хванат и да не ме накажат.
Or in obedience, and let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders.
Okay.
But since he has the authority,
Влезаме долу. Няма никой. Явно някой е взел отношение по въпроса. Няма да спим. Сега би трябва да отидем да вземем кръвта и да извършим сценировката с Антониас.
Brother, where were you during Mass? Don't tell me you didn't know that Holy Mass is the foundation on which your life here is built.
Come now, brother. Aren't we friends?
Couldn't you just turn a blind eye this one time? From me?
I'll pretend nothing happened, but this is the last time, brother.
Не мога ли да отида сега да взема кръвта? Или вече е тук? Ще тегло. Нищо, дай да пробвам. Дай да пробвам, имаме сейф, където сме спали.
Novices have no business here.
Така, взех кръвта. Антонес. Ето.
Ah, Gregor, talk to me.
I have everything we need for the escape.
Excellent. Straight after Vespers, we'll meet in the dormitory.
We'll
have to get it all done before the monks have finished dinner.
What exactly is your plan? And why can't we do it at night?
We're going to prepare a little riddle they'll never solve. And why at mealtime? Because we need the dormitory as well as the church to be empty. Then at night we'll escape. Do you follow? Take everything with you and don't forget the keys.
Good. Once evening mass ends, I'll be in the dormitory.
Трябва да чакаме до вечерта. Добре, окей. Три. Запали.
Brother.
Okay.
You were somewhere you shouldn't have been.
Oh, fuck off. Just
Very well.
I still need to look through your... You have a weapon. Here in the monastery.
Oh, fuck off.
You failed.
Добре, това защото ме видяха в това. Защото ме видяха. Добре. Аз мога ли отида сега? Преди всички останали са будни. Голямо движение.
Brother, this isn't a place for you.
Движение тук.
Brother, where were you?
Come now, you know...
Brother, you were somewhere you...
Добре. О, fuck off. Yep. И чуе. Тука. Където сервират яденето, малко ми пречат.
Go away. Novices aren't allowed here.
Yeah. Пак ме видя. Добре, окей. Друг план. Да, ще отидем да се помолим. Защото се видя, че ние докато се молим, хората ще сервират. Значи по време на хапването ще се пробвам да се промъкна. Така. Казва hold. Кой ми каза hold? Никой. Добре.
Brother, where were you?
Тук съм.
I was feeling...
Really? This time I'll look the... Can't you see?
Али съм тук в момента, какво ми се пречи интерес. Накрая става месия. Това е, защото и в принцип пушки ми искам по-бързо да слушаш с епизода. Ще стана много дълъг. Вместо да стават нещата по-бързо, те стават по-бавно. Бързен бевно. Трябвало в момента да няма никого. Да, лесно. Моли да излезе от тук. И се скарат ли? Искам да говоря с Тоняс, да кажем всичко. Всичко.
We take good.
Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times in manual labor and against fixed hours in sacred reading. To that end, we think that the times for each may be prescribed as follows. From Easter...
2 часа да свършим тази работа. Та просто ще стоим на местото, където би трябвало да сме. Няма да изпълняваме задачи, просто отиваме при лабораторията тук и седиме до 12. След това ще отидем до библиотеката, ще стоиме до 6. Така. Още малко. Само нещо не се оплеска накрая. Отиваме да се молим.
So much the more ought the punishment for sin make us avoid evil work.
Окей. Помням правилно. Да дойдем тук.
Praise be to God. For a moment there I was worried you weren't coming. Give me that blood. This is the exact spot where you pushed me off the gallery.
Айде, тръгнахме. Трябва да си измъкнем и после трябва да си берем екипировката. В общи линии сме готови.
And here's where you dragged my lifeless body.
Лесно, че вратата е отключена. Опа. Добре, не си оставям отворена.
Thank you for helping me out. Now we must each go our own way.
Сега да го убия, ще е много гадно. Оставя да си върви или... Да го остава си върви. Това път мисля да го... За да прибели. Да го арестувам. Правя какво е направил. Разбирам, че се разкаива. Поне изглежда, че се разкаива. Ще съм малко гаден, но ще го върна.
Well, I can't just let you leave. You're a criminal.
What are you on about? Did you really help me escape just to portray me?
I'm truly sorry, but you were there at the Neuhoff massacre and you're a valuable witness. I'm taking you to the bailiff.
Gregor, you can't be serious. I thought I won't be taken anywhere. I'd rather die than lose my freedom.
База, ти си беше изгубил свободата до преди малко. Беше 5 неща всеки ден един след друг. И не мога да излизаш и да ходиш никъде. Това свобода е. Се малко гадно, трябва да си призная.
This is one of the men who raised Neuhoff. He should be able to tell you something useful. But I need to ask a favour. I need you to keep him out of sight so his accomplices don't know he's been caught.
Fine work. And I'll do as you say. I'll find a deep, dark hiding place where no one will hear me interrogate him. And while we're at it, I'll have your things brought here. Wait here a while.
Откъде трябва сега да си взема нещата? Мене ли си? Мене си. Спираме. Здравейте! Това е нашия човек. Текстове не мога да видя кой стои вътре. Ама е това кумана. Няма никой.
Good day, Henry.
Какво ли? Стая, не. Кончето има, май. Зад него. Питан, мога ли си говоря с някой от тях?
Fuck off back to your mother's cunt. I'm done with you.
Look out!
Тия стъби са тегави, братле. Тегави, че чак не мога да отворя вратата. Интересно. Много ли е фаст трава? В принцип от сгради не мога фаст трава. Shit. Не мога да отворя вратата. Добре. Пробваме да лоуднаме. Реално тук ще сложа края на епизода. Добре. Върнем малко назад, да видим дали няма да се оправи този проблем.
Hey.
Изпитаме да го отворя за кратко и после идва белифа и нещата се прецакват. Тоест трябва да съм сравнително бърз. Няма нужда да му отключваме вратата на пич, той ясно, че нищо не може да каже интересно. Освен да ни напсува и абсолютно го разбирам. Сега отиваме да дребнем един час, т.е. да си направим един сейф. Тереза и с това приключваме този епизод. В следващия епизод ще приключим квеста. Ще отидем да видим какво се случва с нашите приятели Натю и Фриц. Видим те как са, що са. Спирам набързо. Линии. Мога преспокойно да спрете епизода. Няма нищо да се случи интересно. Насетне. Както казах, следващия епизод ще говорим с Матю Фриц. Може би ще говоря с Матю Фриц преди да започне епизода. Ако не забравя. И дали има смисъл въобще да започвам епизода пред тях да ходим. И след като завършим този главния квест, най-вероятно ще тръгнем по някой от DLC-тата. Не знам кое. Ще преценя, когато стигнем до там. Добре, това ще е всичко от този епизод. Пожелавам ви всичко най-хубаво. Чао, чао и до нови срещи.